Hello, everybody, and welcome to Save Santa's Home, a very special live stream tonight, talking about climate change and the importance of making sure my home doesn't melt. Without further ado, I'd like to bring along my good friends, Andrew and Sean, to talk to you a little bit about what's going on tonight.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you,
Welcome
Santa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Santa. And everyone that's joining tonight, no matter what your age, if you are 1 month old, 1 year old, 5 years old, or 30 or 90 years old, you are a member of the Santa Squad. And we are so grateful that you are here to help save Santa's home in the Arctic from melting from climate change. And we're going to do this together tonight. There's lots of ways that you can help after this live stream. Sean, can you tell people about that?
Sure. Well, one of the things you can do is you can write a letter to the new President Joe Biden telling him that you want to help save Santa's home in the Arctic. You want it to stay chilly there. You can also make a video saying the same thing. And you can post those on your social media with the hashtag Save Santa's Home. Or you can email them to us at the email right here, other side. And we will forward them on to Santa and forward them on to into the new president. So get out there, write letters, make videos, draw pictures, and let everybody know that you want to help save Santa's home.
I'm very excited to read all your letters.
So yeah, once your parents, once you write those letters, kids, your parents take that picture and post that hashtag of Save Santa's Home. And we're going to have an amazing show for you tonight with amazing guests. Although the most amazing of them all is already here. Santa, how are you doing?
Oh, well, it's a little warmer here than usual, but it's a very busy time right now, only a few days before Christmas. But I think we've got everything under control as far as my job goes. Now I just need you all to do your job and help me out, please.
That sounds great.
Awesome. And one of the leaders we have in helping you out is, to everyone who knows this, we have leaders in Washington, D.C., and not just in the North Pole where Santa is and in the Arctic, but in Washington, D.C. And we have amazing leaders in Washington, D.C., and we have one of them here with us tonight. Sean, were you going to say something about that?
Yes. Well, we have Congressman Grijalva, who is so good about doing things for the environment, right? And like Santa does magic for Christmas, this congressman does magic in DC to help make laws and policies that help protect our environment. So let's without any further ado, let's talk to the congressman. Let's ask questions. Let's find out what's going on. And I think we have a first question coming from Mona, who's 7.
So Santa, I like to say, well, are people ever gonna change their ways and stop climate change? And the other thing is that I also wanted to say, I really wish that all polar bears in all the world will not eat blueberries and be able to eat fish, and that they will be able to ice skate.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that question, Mona. Oh, I wish the same thing as you. I love my polar bear friends up here. I have one named Josh right outside. He's my best pal. Well, are people ever going to listen? Well, I know one person who is listening, and he's been on the good list every year, always on my nice list, is Congressman Grijalva. So, Congressman, would you be able to help us out with an answer to that question?
Mona, it's such a great question and a hard question too. It's been a long year and things have been different for everyone. It's not a year in which we have been able to be with our families, be in school, and do a bunch of things that we're so used to doing. But it's also a year that we should work very hard and have a lot of hope. As this year ends, things will get better. And one of the things we have to not forget is that we have to save not only Santa's home, but the whole North Pole and the Arctic Refuge that is so important to all of us. That's what I'm going to be working on. And we got to get people to listen. And the best way to get people to listen is for you to tell them, because it is hard to not to listen to you. And I hope that all the kids and young people out there that will be writing to the president and the vice president about saving Santa's home and saving the Arctic will do so. And that's going to help all of us. That'll be a wonderful thing that you do.
Thank you. I thank you. I
Thank
really
you.
hope that the polar bears will get their food.
Say bye.
Bye.
Well, I'll
Me
tell
too.
Josh you said hi.
Good job.
Right. I think we
A
have
wonderful person.
Yes.
I think we have, let's see who else. We've got so many great questions. I think we have Kavi. Kavi, are you with us? Hey, do you have questions
Hi, Kavi.
for Santa?
There's Kavi.
My question is, why did you like making toys for the children?
Well, well, for me, Christmas is all about giving. I love giving good gifts to people that they will love and treasure forever. Do you like giving presents too? It's the best part of Christmas as far as I'm concerned. As far as everyone else is concerned, we have to think about how we give back. And one of those ways we give back is by making sure that this world is around for a long time for your children and your grandchildren. And one of the ways you do that is by joining Santa's squad. And so I'm so grateful you're part of Santa's squad.
Thank you.
Congressman, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I have, thank you, Santa. I have 5 grandkids and a bunch of nieces and nephews. And I love, besides the presents and the gifts that Santa brings, I love to give them gifts. Something they remember. I like to give books to the kids. And I think that's the great part of this holiday, that we get to be with each other, and by giving a gift, showing how much we care and love that person. I think the great gift we can give by joining Santa's squad is the big gift to making sure that Santa will always have a home, and that for all time to come, that the Arctic and the North Pole are going to be there for your kids and their kids. And I think that's the greatest gift we could give each other, is to make sure that we save the North Pole, save Santa's home, and save the Arctic refuge for all the different kinds of life that is there, including Native people that have been there for thousands and thousands of years. And they're the original people in that land, and we should save it for them too.
That's a wonderful point. Thank you so much, Congressman. And thank you so much for your question, Kavi. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I think we have another question from George. Is George up?
I just want to just first say, though, before George joins, Mona and Kavi, those questions were just so wonderful. And Congressman and Santa, if we just had more kids like this, we have so many kids like this. If we had more grown-ups like this, wouldn't this just be amazing?
It would be amazing, because I think the greatest attribute that kids have is that they don't have a filter. They tell the truth there all the time. And I think if we dealt with the truth and the facts more, we wouldn't have to be debating this, it seems like, almost every year, about how to save the Arctic Refuge and how to save Santa's home. I mean, we wouldn't have to be doing that all the time. And so, yes, I think the kids, sometimes the kids are ahead of all the adults when it comes to this.
Speak up.
That's why there's so many on the nice list. Do we have George here?
George.
Hi,
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 George.
George.
How are you?
good, thank you. How are you?
Doing okay, and you?
All well here, I think. Doing as well as can be expected in a tough time.
Yeah.
Do you have a question for us, George?
Yes. My question was, I have a feeling that how the polar bears are keeping warm, and how are they?
Well, the polar bears, they're a little bit warmer than they like to be right now. I can tell you that much. They're surfing sometimes because the ice is starting to melt. They like surfing, but I think they'd all prefer to be on the ice. It's what they know best. That's why we need all of you in the Santa Squad to help us out. If you can keep the world from getting too warm, then we'll have more ice. The polar bears will have more room to play around, chase penguins, and have all sorts of fun, right?
Yeah.
Congressman?
Yeah, it's not good that it's getting warmer in the Arctic for the polar bears. That's not their habitat, and it makes it hard for them to survive, and it makes it hard for many living things, all living things, to survive. But the bears that you asked about, the warmer it gets, the more difficult and more dangerous it is for them to survive. So we should be very, very, very concerned about that. The other thing is the ice melts, and there's less and less of a place where they live, and less and less a place for reindeer, caribou, people, etc. And all the wildlife that is up there in the refuge in the Arctic and near the North Pole. All that has to be saved. And we have to look at climate change, because climate change and the pollution we put in the air is what's making the planet warm. And if we want to cool the planet down back, the polar bears are not in danger. We're going to have to do something quick about the pollution we put in the air.
Absolutely. Thank you, Congressman. And George, as the Congressman pointed out earlier too, it's not just the animals we're worried about. It's also the people that live up here. People who have been around for hundreds of years, people who started this country and this world, people who've been around since the dawn of time. And they are very, very troubled right now because of the warmth of the air, because the ice is going away. And so we are going to work on that together, you and Santa's squad, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
George.
Thanks. Now, I think we have another question. Do we have Mimi? Is Mimi on the line? Not right now. Okay, well, we'll come back to her. We also had Luca, who's 11, wrote in and wanted to know if polar bears needed to be frozen.
Well, Josh, my pal outside, certainly needs it to be frozen. Otherwise, he gets very sick. There's certain food that he eats that has to stay frozen, that has to stay in colder temperatures. And if the food starts dying out, then Josh has nothing to eat, does he?
There are animals here where I live in Tucson, Arizona, in the Sonoran Desert, that live and thrive here in the desert. They would not live and thrive in the Arctic refuge. And like polar bears, they need that environment and that habitat to live. It has to be cold. And because that's how they live and that's where they live. And so we need to protect that for them, because it is part of their life cycle. And if it's too warm, then they can't survive.
Now, I have a question for Congressman. Is there something you're fighting all the time in DC to protect the environment? What can kids do to help you out?
I think I think we need to, I think the kids, I think there should be projects in the school for them to write us or call us or email us and get in touch with us and tell us how they feel about this. It is really important. It doesn't matter that I'm a Democrat or someone else is a Republican. What really matters is that, are we listening to the voices of these young kids that are coming in and will inherit whatever we do or don't do? And I think it's a very powerful voice. And the more we hear from the generations, that the kids that are going to grow up and end up running this country and being responsible for this country of ours, I think it's very powerful, and they should communicate with us. They should do all the things that they need to do in order to make their point to us, and that is to save the Arctic Wildlife Refuge in this point, protect Alaska, and protect the North Pole for Santa. And the more we hear that, the more powerful it is. They have voices. They're not little voices. They can be very strong voices.
Thank you, Congressman. We have a petition that Santa will be delivering to the incoming president, to the new president, Joe Biden, to ask him to protect the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. And I've heard you mention the Arctic Refuge many times. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what's happening there? And
I think we have taken cuts, a shortcut, and are doing the studies so rapidly that there is really no science or fact to them in order to be able to begin to auction off leases. They're trying to do this before January 20th. That makes it more difficult to undo later. And so we are all urging the President Biden, when he becomes president January 20th, that one of his first actions has to be to make sure that the Arctic National Refuge and other valuable public lands are protected, and that there is no extraction that is being planned for them. That's what we're asking, and that's the action that's going to be required because everything is being rushed right now before the 20th of January.
thank you very much, Congressman. And Santa, do you have a response to that? This is your home that we're talking about here.
Well, luckily, Joe Biden has spent most of his life on the nice list, so I believe he'll do what he's supposed to do.
I do too.
And as long as you all help him make the right decision by writing him letters, by signing that petition and letting him know how important it is to save all my friends up here and all the people who live up here and in this area, that will make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and I just want to add in something to that, which is, and this is a question for Santa, for you, and for the congressman, and this may be the last question for now, which is, because we're going to show a story in a moment. We're asking kids to write letters to Santa, to send in videos online, and for their parents to post those videos with the hashtag Save Santa's Home, and to write a letter to Joe Biden to say, "Dear Mr. Biden, we need you to save Santa's home in the Arctic." So you would do that on the video, and you would do that in the letter. And you'd post the letter online, and you'd post the video online with the hashtag Save Santa's Home. So Santa, I wanted to know how that makes you feel when you see letters like that being posted online, either the pictures of them or the video of them from all the kids out there in the Santa Squad. And Congressman, I'd love to know how you feel about that when you see things like that online, and if that helps you get the right things passed to save Santa's home.
I'm deferring to Santa, but I can go first.
Oh, no, you go first, please.
I think that it's very important, and sometimes it's very moving, and sometimes it's very powerful to get the special effort that a young person has put in to communicate directly with us. I think it's very powerful and can be and moving many times. I really think the one of the projects that I would suggest to grandparents, parents, friends, uncles, aunts, with regard to the young people that ask questions today and others to give, is that, you know, I intend to with my grandbabies and nieces and nephews, make this a project for them to put something together, post it, send it out, make sure you have copies of it. And I think all of them would be willing to do it. And I think it'll be not only fun, but it'll be a very productive one when everybody gets the message. So that's a wonderful idea that you're doing this. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I agree with all of that. And the thing that I need you all to know is that you have to have hope. You have to remember that we can do this if we work together. If you all join Santa Squad and sign that petition and send your letters, then we can solve this problem together.
Thank you so much. And we're going to be, Congressman, I know you're very busy, so we're going to be saying goodbye to you now.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
are
Have
so
a happy
grateful.
holiday.
Have a happy holiday, and thank you, and love to your grandchildren and your whole family. And thank you for helping our American family and our larger human family and the family of
My
all
pleasure.
living things. Thank you.
My pleasure. And
We'll see you in a few weeks.
take care, Santa.
Thank you, Congressman. So Santa, it looks like right now we're going to be showing all the people out there in the Santa Squad of all ages a story about you recruiting for kids in the Santa Squad.
Oh, I love this story. Go ahead.
Can we play that now? This is going to be 8 minutes, everyone, about 8 minutes. And then we're going to come back with another special guest who is so awesome. So we're going to play that. Santa, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Sean, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's play it.
Save Santa's Home, written by Sean Prezant and Andrew Slack. Read by Nell Tier. Christmas was coming to Popcorn String Place. The kids planned to meet Santa Claus face to face. They set up like spies with snacks up each sleeve. They hoped to meet Santa on this Christmas Eve. Janet brought cookies. Carlos brought punch. Bobby brought sandwiches in case Santa missed lunch. Ming brought a camera with a big giant lens to get pictures of Santa to share with their friends. As midnight approached, a sled flew through the air. But something was wrong. Santa Claus was not there. There were magical elves, Mrs. Claus, and reindeer. But where's Santa? Ming asked. Why isn't he here? He's at the North Pole, the elves said. He's alone. The North Pole got hot, and it's melting our home. If you kids have some time, Mrs. Claus said with a smile, could you come to the pole and help out for a while? Yes, cried Carlos, Janet, and Ming, but Bobby said, sorry, we can't do a thing. We could fall off the sled and land in a zoo. Besides, we're just kids. We don't know what to do. Just kids, Mrs. Claus said. Why, look at yourselves. You're at least twice as tall as the tallest of elves. As for you falling out as we soar over streets, that really can't happen. We have special seats. So they flew through the night, over sea, over land, to the snowy North Pole where they'd all lend a hand. Santa's home had no roof. It had all melted in. If it melted much more, they would all have to swim. The Earth's getting warmer, Santa said with a fright, because monsters are doing some stuff that's not right. Then onto his head crawled Slushy the bear, whose mom drifted away and no one knew where. You can all help us find her, Santa whispered to Janet. And on the way there, you can help save the planet. The kids said, whoopee, and climbed in the sled, into seats that were bouncy as the bounciest bed. Santa explained as they flew past the moon, the monsters are coming. We'll battle them soon. Bobby objected and said with alarm, Santa, we're kids. We have very small arms. Santa just smiled and said, kids, do not dread. You're kids who arrived in a magical sled. As they flew round the world, Santa said magic words like rappity, flurget, and bliggity blurg. All of the kids looked on with delight as the candy canes turned into tools for the fight. They were big magic wands, glowing red, glowing white. They lit up the sky. What a magical night. Bobby was worried. Was it enough? He was sure that the monsters would be very tough. "Don't worry," said Santa. "It'll be lots of fun. Meet the rest of our team, the wind and the sun." The first monster they faced was the tree eater, Cruncher, who ate all the trees like a giant tree muncher. "We must save the trees," cried Slushy the bear. "They grow fruit, they house birds, and they clean all the air." Bobby and Ming waved their canes at the beast. Cruncher burped a big no, and his tree crunching ceased. "Look," Carlos said as the sled swung around. What once was a big jungle was now open ground. "I know what to do," Santa said with a shout. "Grab the big giant stocking and pour it all out." Ming was confused. Candy's not what we need. But the big magic stocking was filled full of seeds. The wind blew the seeds all over the ground. Then the sun made them grow as a rainstorm poured down. "We've got one monster down," Santa said, "'cause of you. But just up ahead, I see Big Monster 2. It was the smog monster Coffer. He was all full of ash. He was made out of smoke from the cars and the trash. "I'll melt Santa's home," Coffer coughed as he blew a big cloud of smoke that was orange, black, and blue. "I found some new spells," Ming said with a laugh. Cried, "Recycla bazinga!" and the trash cut in half. Then Carlos and Janet, their candy canes drawn, said, "Carpool-a-booble!" and the traffic was gone. Coffer tried to keep coughing, but to his surprise, with a big puffy poof, he was now half his size. "You'll never defeat me," Coffer said. "I will stay." Then in came the wind and blew him away. That made 2 monsters gone, but up next were some ghouls, a dangerous group Santa called Fossil Fools. The fools came right at them. They flew really fast. They were monsters of coal and oil and gas. With a wave of her cane, Ming said, "Fossils be gone!" Janet yelled to the sun, "Solar power, turn on!" The fossil fools shrieked and went back underground. Then from far down below, they heard a faint sound. "Over there," Slushy said, pointing down to the sea. "It's my mother. She's there and she's waving at me." "Here we come," Santa yelled as they swooped through the haze. Mama Bear said, "Hooray! I've been drifting for days." The ice she was on melted thin and it cracked, but now she was safe and she climbed in the back. "Hold on tight," Santa sang as he smiled at the crew. "We'll be home before long and we've much work to do." When they got to the pole, the elves threw a parade. The monsters were gone. Santa's home had been saved. With Cruncher and Coffer and the fools gone away, the air was now cold. There was snow on the way. It snowed and it snowed. They rebuilt Santa's home, just as big as before, with a huge light-up dome. Ming took her camera and pointed the lens. This was the picture they'd share with their friends. His house now rebuilt, a smile on his face, Santa took the kids back to Popcorn String Place. He landed so gently there wasn't a sound. Then he signaled to Rudolph to turn them around. "Wait," Bobby cried. "Santa, don't leave us, please. If the monsters come back, they will eat all the trees. Cruncher and Coffer and those mean fossil fools. Without your sled magic, we won't have the tools." "Oh, children," Santa said, "let's not be so glum. You've misunderstood where the magic comes from." "The magic," he told them, "is not in the sled. The magic is yours, in your heart and your head. You and your friends, the kids reading this book, have access to magic. You just have to look. Your new friend the sun can create solar power, and your buddy the wind turns windmills by the hour. All of nature's your friend. It's all on your side as we float on this planet that's so big and wide. Now we have to take off and soar through the clouds. But here's something to do to make us all proud. Tell the sun that you love him. Thank the wind and the air. Learn science in school and tell grown-ups you care. Plant plants and recycle and turn off the lights. Carpool, close the fridge, and then, in the night, close your eyes, go to sleep. It's going to be great as you dream of the world that you're going to create.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much for putting that together, Sean and Andrew. I appreciate it. And my friend Josh, the polar bear, loved it too.
And we know that there are so many kids out there who are part of your Santa squad. It wasn't only Bobby and Carlos and Ming and all of the kids in that story. They're all over the world. We want to bring a very special guest on next that includes her children who are part of the Santa squad. She is a dear friend, but a lot of the parents out there have grown up watching her on television shows from Who's the Boss to Charmed and 10,000 other things, and have watched her as an incredible activist working for people and the planet and writing books and so many other things and designing. And she's an amazing human being. And it is such a pleasure to have her as a member of the Santa squad. Alyssa Milano, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I wish there was a way that I could turn off this echo. Do you hear it? Hold on, let me try to figure this out here. It doesn't seem like I am.
And it is such a pleasure to have her as a member of the Santa squad.
Do you hear it?
Milano, I think you need to maybe put your computer, the Facebook on mute, maybe?
I'm not even on Facebook. Oh, here comes Milo to try to help us here. Milo.
Oh, Milo.
Off of the live feed. Is that better? It doesn't seem like I am.
It is such a pleasure to have her as a member
I don't know. Here, I have to call in the troops.
I think you need to
like that.
Nope. You know what? I'm gonna try to log back in and see if that helps.
I'm not even on
Great. We'll see you soon, Bella and Milo.
Good.
All
Well,
right.
I can't wait to see them again soon. So, how's your night?
Well,
It's going great, Santa. How's your night?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, I have a lot of work to do. It's very close to Christmas, don't you know? But I'm glad to be here with you.
What do you do the other 11 months out of the year?
Make toys and try to save my home from melting. It's a full-time job, really. I take a month off, take January off. I get a little sun sometimes.
where do you go?
You know. Oh, it's a secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you. But I definitely like parts of South America and definitely the warmer parts of Florida sometimes. And sometimes I make my way over to South Africa. It's beautiful there, don't you know? It's really wonderful over there. All the animals you can imagine.
How much I can only imagine. I mean, I've always wanted to know, Santa, when you're done after the whole night on Christmas Eve of flying across the world, are you tired? Are you?
Well, I'm energized mostly. I have a surprising amount of energy when I'm done with that trip. I do have to take a few days off afterwards because it's a lot of work. Oh, it looks like our friends might be back, though.
I think we did it. Hello?
Hello.
I hear you.
No, everything's okay? No echo?
I don't hear one. I think we're good to go.
Woohoo!
And I see Milo. Milo, how are your sports going?
Good.
You having a lot of fun with the sports?
How does he know
Favorite sport?
What's your favorite sport? Baseball?
It probably depends on what I'm playing at the time.
I understand. I'm the same way. I like a little racquetball now and then.
You've never
Sometimes.
played racquetball, have you?
Do you like soccer? Santa likes soccer a lot.
Yeah, I like soccer.
Oh, it's a good one.
Bella's an amazing soccer player, but you probably know that already.
Oh, I knew that. I had it in my book. And Bella, you like baby dolls too, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, and Olaf. I'm a big fan of Olaf myself.
Where's your Olaf?
Oh, hey, Olaf. And Elsa's my neighbor. She lives down the block.
Santa, we were watching the video about your home, and it made us realize how much more we need to do to help save Santa's home.
Oh, yes, there's a lot to be done. What do you think we could be doing? You and Santa's squad.
What do you think
What
we
are some ideas?
could do to reverse climate change?
Uh,
How about recycle?
yeah, save electricity.
Oh, those are great ideas.
What about no straws, no plastic
Yeah.
straws?
Just and stop cutting down trees.
Oh, it's a great idea. Those are all wonderful ideas. And also, we can ask our elected representatives to start standing up for us and standing up for the environment and standing up for all of us and all our friends and everyone who lives in every part of the world, really.
That's right. That's why we elected Joe Biden, right? And my kids have to, listen to Mama talk about how important it is that we elect representatives and people to make sure we not only protect Santa's home, but we give everyone opportunity to achieve great things.
Oh, I've actually been very impressed with all the work you've done. I love following you on Twitter, Alyssa. It's one of my favorite pastimes. You have my third favorite Twitter account behind Mrs. Claus, of course, and Save Santa's Home. Could you maybe tweet about Save Santa's Home? I'd love that. It would help a lot.
I would love to tweet about Save Santa's Home. And in fact, you know how you have Santa's helpers? I have Alyssa helpers that are right now watching this, that they're not going to waste any time, and they're going to tweet out right now about saving Santa's home.
Oh, that would be so wonderful and helpful. I'm sure they're all on the nice list, too.
Santa, Bella wants to tell you something.
Oh, please.
The elves are here.
What?
The elves are here. They made it.
Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried. This weather sometimes, it can be a little silly, can't it?
Well, and they were in
last night.
Yeah.
It was raining.
Yeah.
They're playing like hide and seek right now. Milo, I found two more. I found one black one over by the tree, and then another one by the tree too. The piano.
Amazing.
I saw that.
We have elves of color in our house too.
Oh, I have several around my house. I have a Santa right there that I love, one of my favorites, all sorts, really.
Amazing.
Oh, so Alyssa, there's so many kids out there like Bella and Milo who think that because they're small, they can't do a lot. But you've written 3 books that I'm very excited about. Can you tell us about those books?
Yeah, I wrote books called Hope, and each one carries a story about a young girl who's in middle school trying to make a difference in the world. And so, she does what she can. The first book is all about Hope finding her voice. And then the second book...
like the animal shelter?
The second book is about her making sure an animal shelter doesn't close in her neighborhood.
And the third one is the class president one?
Yeah. So she runs for class president, and we teach kids about civics and civic responsibility as we're telling Hope's story of running for class president.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Such an important message for young people to see, that we can do anything as long as we put our minds to it.
That's
so
right.
We really appreciate all the work you're doing to save Santa's home. Can you tell me, how old were you, Alyssa, when you first realized that you could make a difference?
I was just about Milo's age. Yeah, I was just about Milo's age. But my entire life, I've been so blessed to be an actress, and part of that means that I have a platform. And just like you use your platform for good and to make children happy. I use my platform also for good, and I try to ease the suffering of people not only in our country but throughout the world.
Well, thank you. And I have to say, I've been a big fan ever since Who's the Boss? One of my favorites, truly.
That's amazing, Santa. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for all the work you're doing. Can you tell me one more thing? What's the world that you hope for your children and all the children around the world? What are the things you hope for most?
I think what? Go ahead.
Oh, I'd love to hear this from Bella and Milo too.
What's the thing that you hope for the most in life?
Probably just, I don't know how to explain it.
Maybe giving stuff?
Giving stuff?
We did that.
Global warming being gone.
Global warming being gone.
Oh, you and me both, friend.
And then what about maybe just living on a planet,
On a safer planet.
safer
with
planet,
Oh,
With
less division maybe?
We gave away toys to make room in our playroom for new gifts. Because
new gifts.
because we got my mom when we were by the tree this morning, we already wrapped presents.
oh,
And then I'm like, wait, there's 2 big boxes. I mean, 3 big boxes.
Baby dolls. She thinks that
Everything's baby.
She thinks
everything's
she thinks like when cleaner comes to the house, she's like, "Is that my baby doll?"
That's she has so many baby dolls, Santa, and she said that she wants to adopt when she gets older.
oh, I think that's a wonderful idea. There's so many children out there who need a wonderful forever home, and I'm sure you'd be a great parent to one of those children, or maybe several if that's what you wanted to do. But I thank you all so much for wanting to save Santa's home and save the reindeer and my family and Josh the polar bear outside. Oh, it means
Thank you,
so
Santa.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dita and Mammy, which is their grandma who works for you. She said that she wanted me to tell you that she's not going to leave the pasta and meatballs out for you this year because she doesn't think that you like those. So she's going to go back to cookies.
Oh, I do enjoy a good cookie now and then, but I'm very grateful for her work. She works very well. We have excellent dental coverage up here too. So the elves and all
I was
my
about
helpers
to,
are
I was
well
about
taken
to
care
say
of.
next to the cookies we should give you like a toothbrush because there's
Absolutely,
because
that
you
would be
because you gain
wonderful.
because you get like 7 billion
Cavities.
cookies
Oh,
every like Christmas because there's 7 billion people in the world.
how do you think I got to look like this, my friend?
Well, Santa, you keep me posted about how I can continue to help
Santa.
save your home, okay? And if Bella and Milo can ever do anything for you because you do so many good things for children, please let us know, okay?
Well, thank you. Keep tweeting, keep sharing messages about Save Santa's Home. That would be the best thing we can do right now. We have to convince our elected representatives to make the right decisions. Even Joe Biden on the nice list, he needs to keep doing that work to make sure that I have a home in the future. So
Okay,
thank you so much.
We
Thank
will
you for
make
all
sure,
your work.
Santa. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be with you today. Thank you.
You as
Do you have
well.
something you want to say to Santa? You want to say thank you and bye?
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Bella.
Ew.
Thank you, Milo. We'll see you when you're snug in your beds in a few weeks.
Yes, they will be sleeping. And thank you so much to Andrew and Sean and Will and all your Santa's helpers. And we'll take good care of the elves while they're here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a
Okay.
wonderful night.
You too. Bye.
Bye, Alyssa. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Bella and Milo. They were wonderful. What a wonderful family.
Great children, great mom, really wonderful.
And we have another guest coming up, but
Do we?
yeah, but she's not here just yet, and that's good because there's a couple of things I want to remind people on. Can we put up that graphic again with the writing a letter? And okay, great. So if you write a letter to Joe Biden, you can help Santa. You tell Joe Biden, "Dear Mr. Biden, I want you to help save Santa's home." And you can draw a picture of Santa's home, and you can describe Santa's home. You could do any of those things. And then ask your parents to take a picture of the letter, and then they'll post it on social media. And they should put the hashtag Save Santa's Home. And Santa, I'm pretty sure you check on social media, on Twitter and other social media as well, that hashtag. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. It's the first thing I look for in the morning and the last thing I look at before I go to bed. While I'm wrapping presents, I have my Twitter feed. It's very busy up here, but I like to keep in touch.
So yeah, so if you can, that's awesome. And so if you can post, if you can write those letters, let's go back to that graphic. If you can write those letters and take that picture and have your parents post that online, Santa will see it. And Santa's going to deliver it to the people who work for Joe Biden to make sure that he knows. So that's the most important thing. But just as important is, besides the letter, is if you make a video and you look into the camera and you say with your full heart, "I love you, Santa. And Mr. Biden, I want you to protect Santa's home. I want you to save Santa's home." And then your parents can post that video online, and they can do hashtag Save Santa's Home. And if they don't want to do that publicly, well, they can, or if they want to do it publicly, they can also just email it to us at info@savesanta's home. Let me make sure I'm getting this right. Oh, my finger. Okay. Oh, there it is. info@savesanta's.home.us. So once again, the three things you can do are write a letter to Santa, to Joe Biden, and tell him you want him to save Santa's home, make a video to Joe Biden and tell him you want to make it save Santa's home. And then you send it to us. And you can send it to us by posting it on social media, your parents posting on social media, hashtag Save Santa's Home, or emailing it to us at info@savesanta's.home.us. And once again, Santa's going to get it to Joe Biden. And Santa, can you just tell all the people out there how it makes you feel when you see these types of things and how effective that could be in helping to save your home, to help Joe Biden, to all that stuff?
Oh, well, it fills my heart with Christmas joy, it does. It makes me so happy when my friends, who I love to give presents to every year, give back to me and my family and all the people who live up here. It's so nice to know there are people with such good, big hearts out there looking out for their friends in the North Pole, my polar bear friend Josh, for one. Oh, it makes me feel just so wonderful. It's a very happy night when I get to see those letters, and when I get to deliver them. Maybe I'll wrap them up in a nice box and leave them under the Christmas tree for President-elect Biden.
That is awesome. Oh, Sean, you're on mute.
I said that would be an amazing present for him to get.
Oh, I think so too. All these messages from these wonderful children. Absolutely.
Because the president loves to hear from all you kids what you think and what kind of world you want to have. So it's very important for your whole lives that you always write these letters and tell your representatives the world that you want to see. You know, so you write the letter, you make the video, and you say, Joe Biden, this is what we want to see. We want the Arctic to be cool again, so that Santa's home doesn't leak. He doesn't have holes in his roof, you know, and so that all the polar bears have as much ice as they can have to play on. So always, it's very important to always say what you think and what you feel.
Absolutely. It's so vital that you speak up and you say what's important to you. That's how we make this world wonderful. We speak up, we tell people what we need in this world, and we tell people how we want to make change. And right over here, nope, over here. Oh, these reverse graphics. My camera's a different way than it usually is up here in the North Pole. I think it's because I'm so far up north, it kind of switches sometimes. But if you look over here, you can see all the different ways that you can make a difference and save Santa's home. You can be part of Santa's squad, and I would appreciate it more than I can say.
Well, Santa, we have another question, and this is from, can we get Jeffrey on here? Will is running our magical tech stuff. Will, can you get Jeffrey in here, or Jocelyn, can you do that?
Is Jeffrey in the attendees?
Yes.
In the attendees, yep.
I think I see Jeffrey.
Why is the snow melting?
Was that you, Jeffrey?
That was Jeffrey. Jeffrey was asking, why is the snow melting?
Why is the snow melting? Well, there's lots of reasons the snow is melting. Well, the whole world has gotten warmer because humans sometimes pollute the air, and we create a bad environment for the world to succeed in and for the world to thrive in. And so sometimes the air gets a little warmer. Santa's not a scientist, you see, but I've heard a few things, so I can relate a little bit of it. But the sun is a little bit, it's hot. You know that much, right? The sun gets very hot. And we don't have much protection between the earth and the sun, because a lot of the things that we have done as humans to pollute the environment and make things less safe for us have caused that special shield between us and the sun to disappear. And so the ice caps are melting, my home is melting. And well, it makes it very sad and very difficult for all the animals and all the people to survive when it's this warm. That's the long and short of it, I think. Andrew, Sean, do you have a better answer than the non-scientific Santa Claus?
I think that was a great answer. And if you look at the video Save Santa's Home, it gets into it too. We're in the Santa Squad, we're fighting monsters like the fossil fools. And the fossil fools live under the ground in the Arctic where Santa lives. We don't want people touching those fossil fools. We need them to stay in the ground. And the smog monster Coffer, who makes everything hard to breathe. We don't need the smog monster Coffer, and we don't need the tree eater Cruncher, who cuts down all the trees, because we have the power of the wind and the sun. And that is the oldest power out there, the wind and the sun. And we can make the whole world run on the wind and the sun. And one day cars will run only on the wind and the sun, and the whole world will be clean, and the trees will be happy, and we will be happy. And we are the ones that are going to be able to create that. That is our job, of people of all ages, whoever you are. So in this holiday season, it's been a difficult year, but we can really take that difficulty and learn from it and love each other more and be there more for each other. And there is a great question coming in from the son of Katie Casbin, who is, can we bring Katie in?
Thank you for that wonderful question, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And you know what, actually, before we have you come in, thank you, Jeffrey. And is it your name? Is it Jeffrey? Because I'm not sure if that's you or your parents' name.
I'm Jeffrey.
You're Jeffrey. Okay, great.
That's Jeffrey. I knew that.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey. Santa, we need more kids like Jeffrey, don't we?
Absolutely. You're on the nice list this year, aren't you?
Yes.
Actually-
I heard you've been great.
Listen to him. Can you do that ho, ho, ho?
Oh.
Oh, great job. Try it a little bit louder. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh.
Someone's coming for my job. You can take over when I'm done, all right, Jeffrey?
Okay.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeffrey.
And we're going to now move back to Katie. And if you could introduce your son, Katie.
This is Brayden.
Hello, Brayden.
Hi.
What's your question?
My question is, how are the reindeers and the elves doing?
Oh, the reindeers and the elves, they're doing quite well right now. They're obviously a concern still because the North Pole's melting and we need to stop that, right? We need to do all we can to fight to make sure Santa's home stays around. But I saw Blitzen the other day and she was running around outside and playing catch with Donner. And what else was happening recently? They're mostly just working out a lot. They're practicing for the big run. You know, it takes a lot of work, a lot of energy. They got to get their stamina up by practicing, right?
Yeah.
You know, when do you play any sports or anything?
I did.
You did? All right. And do you know how you have to stretch to make sure you're ready to play?
Yep.
That's a lot of what the elves are doing because that's a big night for everybody, right? Everyone's stretching and getting ready to bring all the presents all around the world.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
You're welcome. And we also got our elves.
Oh, who's over there?
One is on our tree, and then one is on our piano.
Oh, which are their names? Do you recall?
Susie Q and Tiny Tim.
Oh, Susie Q. She cracks me up. She's got a lot of jokes, that one. And Tiny Tim, he's quiet sometimes, but he can crack a joke once in a while. Him and Susie Q are a great pair. You take good care of them, all right?
Okay.
Maybe give them an extra cookie. Tell them Santa says hello.
Okay, we will.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that was wonderful. And we have more questions coming in, but and I want to just, Jocelyn, if you can hear me, Jocelyn is one of the greatest people.
Sorry, Andrew. Who is her name under?
It should be Marianne. It could be under a different name.
Google, maybe?
That could be it. Google is not as big as Santa, but it's very popular. So we have questions coming in from Mimi and Micah, and we'll try to get to those before the end of this night. But we have a very special guest coming in just a moment, and we just want to wait to see if we can find her. We have to open up the magical portal into our Save Santa's Home Santa Squad meeting that you're all in. I wish I had that laugh, Santa.
Oh, it takes a long time to work on, really.
How long have you been working on it?
Well, it just kind of came naturally to me. But you have to hone it, make it so it's not scary sometimes. Some children get a little scared when they hear a ho, ho, ho. But I do my best to know each child and understand exactly what they're going to want to hear. Part of the magic.
You know, as we're just looking for our guest right now, just to find out what her name is under. Actually, I'm finding out right now, and it is Marianne Williamson, Jocelyn. It should just be just one word, Marianne Williamson.
Is anyone seeing her and I'm not?
Under Wendy?
Let me just make sure. I have a question for you, Santa.
Oh,
and that is, yeah, I'm just curious while we're waiting. She's on. Oh, she's on and they can see us. So, do we? Oh, yeah. Okay. So is that,
All right, we've got her.
We've got her. Okay. So
Beautiful.
our next, so I'm going to ask that question that I had in a moment later, but right now we have an amazing guest, and we're going to turn to her for a little while. We're going to Santa. But she is for everyone out there, for all the kids out there and parents out there. This is somebody who I have been reading forever, who helped inspire the Save Santa's Home story. Someone who brings her heart so deeply into her writing and into her speaking, who is an amazing teacher, who's been all over the world teaching boys and girls and people of all ages how we can make the world a better place, how we can transform the world. And you're going to get to see that in a moment. She has an ability that is just so rare and has so much magic to it. And she also ran for president of the United States, which was amazing. And she's a big fan of Santa. So without further ado, I want to welcome, it is our great honor to have you joining us here in the Santa Squad, Marianne Williamson.
Thank you.
She's no stranger to the nice list herself.
No, what did you say, Santa? No stranger to the what?
To the nice list.
Nice. Not naughty.
The naughty and the nice list.
The nice. No, I actually don't trust anyone who doesn't believe in Santa Claus, because I think Santa Claus is real. I think there is a spirit of naughty and nice. But first of all, I want to know, are little children on here?
Yes.
I like to
Yes, there are.
little children, and then I like to talk to the grown-ups. Is that okay? So to the little children, I want you to know that thousands and thousands of years ago, like so long ago that like nobody even remembers how long ago, all the people of the world got together, and they had a meeting, and they drew up what's called a treaty. Your moms and dads can tell you about what treaties are. And they said in this meeting, and they wrote down that forever, where Santa Claus lives, on the top of the world, and they called it the Arctic, nobody would ever mess with it, because they have to work all year. They have to do the stuff with the sleighs, and they have to do the stuff with the reindeers, and they have to do with the helpers. And the whole world agreed nobody would mess with Santa's property. Nobody, ever. And we all teach our kids, no matter what you do, you don't mess with Santa's property. You just don't do it. Some things are where magic is. And where magic is, no matter what, you got to save the magic. And sometimes in your life, it might be kind of hard because you don't know how to save the magic. But if you just put your hand over your heart and you know, I don't know, I'm going to save the magic. I'm just somehow going to save the magic. You'll always be able to do that. And Santa's watching. And just remember, no matter what, you don't mess with Santa's property. And now I'm going to talk to your moms and dads for a minute, okay? And what I like to say to all the grown-ups is that everything I just said was totally freaking true. You can't mess with Santa's property. And I have never been to the Arctic. The only place that I have been to that was real wilderness was in Montana. And I didn't know. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I knew that wilderness has something, but you can't know till you've been there. I thought, well, I've seen pictures of amazing places. It's the only one I've really experienced, but I experienced in the depth of my being that whatever this entire ecosystem is, you cannot get rid of these places, that they're necessary, that this idea of magical places that are untouched. And yes, on the external planes, because of the caribou, because of the animals, because of the people who've lived there for thousands of years, because we all know on some level that it's so wrong, the level of our irreverence towards the earth and irreverence towards the animals and irreverence towards the people, that to do all that, to just look at that as utilitarian so big oil can make money, is so wrong, so deeply, obscenely wrong, that the spirit of what's naughty and what's nice is going to catch up to the human race. We just can't do this. And that's why I remember I was trying to tell my daughter when she was little, I was trying to tell her that Santa Claus existed after she was already telling me, Mommy, I don't think it does. I think that all fairy tales, including the myth of Santa Claus, is the way we teach children what's deeply true. You can call it karma, you can call it cause and effect. But I just think if there's anything that represents naughty, it's messing with these magical places, out of which, yeah, I mean, just like a part of the psyche, the right brain, the enchanted parts, you know, that register enchantment in the brain, all of that is reflected in nature too. That's what these wilderness spaces are. So I'm glad to have been here tonight, and I'm glad to have been invited just to contribute my voice to the conversation. And I certainly tried to teach my child, you know, the importance of the magical spaces in her heart and in the world. And I think the two are connected. I think the fact that we have so desacralized our universe, desacralized our way of looking at the world, is what leads to this insanity by which humanity thinks it's okay to just use the earth like this. And for those of you who might not know, you know, so much of this started with the destruction of the pagan culture, when women held aloft this sense of sacred partnership with the earth. And if we can keep this alive in our children, that there's something very magical there, and you don't ever, ever, ever mess with it. So I appreciate projects like this. I'll certainly put it on my social media. I think everybody is, and that's really how social change happens. We just carry on the conversation. We know that Trump only has a few days left, but he's going to do all the damage he can possibly do in the time that he has left. So he's going to make these sales. We've all read about it. We all know what's going on, and we're going to all just be in there, and we're going to support everything possible so that Biden can overturn it. But in the meantime, what I really like about this particular project is that you're talking to the kids, because this is where it starts. Not just about this, but about everything. If we can get to children, especially before the age of 8, if we can have these, if we can teach our children and give to our children the infusion of deeper, not just intellectual understanding, which is extremely important, but the infusion of compassion and infusion of sense of reverence, including reverence for the earth. If we can make this massive shift over the next 20 years in the brains of children, then this planet's going to have a chance. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be part of the conversation. And I see that there's would you please provide Santa's email? We would like to send a video. So to all of the grownups and to all of the kids, Santa's email is, and kids, maybe you just make sure that, you know, you write it down or ask your moms or dads to write it down. Save Santa's Home US. Well, it's in the chat at gmail.com. And to all of you, thank you so much. And to you kids, wow, I know that Santa knows too, that we're thinking about him. And we're gonna make sure his house is okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Marianne. I really appreciate you coming here and talking to us.
Santa. Your property is your property should remain untouched.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Oh, hello to you too.
And these children are going to help us. They're Santa Squad, and they're going to help us save my home.
Forever and forever. Forever and forever.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, honey. God bless everybody. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you, Marianne.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That was wonderful. It's just a reminder that how much kids can do to help Santa, how much you can do to help his home. You know, like she said, before you're 8 even, you know, you get in the habit of saying, this is important to me. I want to save Santa's home. So I'm going to write some letters, and I'm going to do some videos, and I'm going to, you know, tell Joe Biden that it's important to me. And I'm going to send that to us. I'm going to send that, post it with hashtag Save Santa's Home. And that is how you make your voices heard. And that is how We all help save Santa's home together. So thank you. Guys are doing a great job, a great job. We have some more questions, I think, from kids. So let's see, is Mimi on?
Yes.
Mimi, what's
Hello, Mimi.
You're in the dark.
Yes, I'm in the car.
Okay, that's a good place to be.
Well, drive safely.
Human sled.
Thank you.
What's your question for Santa?
So, like, not like the places around it, but like, is your like home, like where you live, like, is that melting?
Well, my actual home is made of something very magical that I can't really say specifically. But everything is melting very slowly. But we can save it. We have to have hope that we can save it if we do things that make a difference. That's why you're so important in the Santa Squad. Because if we all work together, we can keep the Earth from getting warmer, and then things will stop melting and we'll all be better off. So write those letters and make those videos for our new president, telling him how important it is to save my home. And talk to your friends and do other things that help, like closing the refrigerator door and turning off your lights when you leave a room, and recycling and carpooling, and make sure that you take good care of the world around you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mimi, and thank you so much for doing everything you can to help not just me, but all my friends up here in the North Pole, my polar bear friend Josh outside, the elves, and all the people who live up around here too, all the indigenous people who live in areas like the place I live, who also need their world saved too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
You know, I was just thinking, Sean and Santa, about the people we've been having here. Mainly, it's people like Mimi. It's people like Jeffrey, and on and on. The kids we saw earlier, and Alyssa Milano's kids. And I was thinking also about the speakers we've had. Like, what a crazy thing. We have Santa, who lives all the way up in the north. You, sir, you, Mr. Claus, who is our most special of guests. We've also had a congressman who lives and works in Washington, D.C., all in the way in the east coast of the U.S. And then we've had Alyssa Milano, who's a TV celebrity all the way on the west coast of the U.S. And we just had Marianne Williamson, who ran for president of the United States. And we're going to be sending a letter to the new president of the United States. And we want everybody to send those letters. So we have that, and we can send that to you. And if you write us, you can always write us at info@savesantashome.us. And a lot of times people might think, oh, well, no one's going to listen to me. But we have Santa Claus. We have movie stars. We have Congress people. We have former candidates of the United States and best-selling authors. We have all of these people. And the most important people we have are kids all over the world. Over 10,000 kids and parents have signed this petition. And what we need you guys to do is to write a letter to Joe Biden, make a video, post it on social media. You've already heard all this. But this power is real. This power is inside all of us, and we can tap into that. So we're going to have another child ask a question. But before we do, Santa, a question I have for you is, did you always have a beard? Like when you were a child, did you have a beard? Like what was that like when you were a little boy?
Oh, well, it grew a little gradually. I didn't have a full beard until about 4 years old. It took a little bit of time for that to grow. It grew in red at first. It was very, very bright red. And that was from 4 to 12 or so. Made elementary school rather difficult. It got made fun of here and there. You know, you understand how that goes when you have a beard when you're 4 years old. But it didn't really start to turn white until I don't remember the year, but I think I was about 25 or so, and it turned white. It got a little curly. It used to be a little straighter, but then it got curly. And as one gets older, they get a little less straight, I guess. A little straighter beard of other things. Yes, here we are. Yes, that's my beard. I've had it since 4.
I'm so fascinated by that because I love you, Santa. All the kids out here love you. I've loved you since I was a little boy, and obviously you were old then. But I didn't, we're so different. Like when I was 4, I didn't have a beard. And this little beard I have here took me till I was like over 30 to be able to grow.
It looks great. And I love you too, Andrew. And I love all these children who've been on this call tonight asking me such important questions. It means so much that you all want to do so much to help me and the world and all our friends who live in it.
Well, we have another question, and can we get Micah? It might be under Michelle or Scott. Do we have Micah?
Yep, should be there.
All right. Thank you, Jocelyn. Let's just give a round of applause for Jocelyn. She's been running around and bringing everybody in.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
And a round of applause.
Whatever you want for Christmas, it's yours.
And a round of applause for Will and all of the other people who have been helping, Alan and Ashley and Troy and Alex, and it goes on and on. There's so many people that have been working to make Save Santa's Home a real thing that we can make happen.
Yep.
But can we get Micah? Do we have Micah?
We do.
We did.
Hello, Micah.
Hi, Micah. How are you today?
Good.
Do you have a question for me, Micah?
Uh-huh. How many elves do you have?
How many elves do you have? Well, there's Slowy and Laffy and Droopy and I have about 6,042. They all live up here in the North Pole with me most of the year. But then there are a lot of helper elves, and there's way more than 6,042, and I send them out to houses all over the world before Christmas just to keep an eye on things, make sure everything's safe and ready for me to arrive. Have you ever met an elf, Micah?
I maybe have met my elf on the shelf, but I can't remember meeting it.
Oh, well, sometimes they have special magic that makes you forget. That's part of the magic of Christmas. So you probably met them at one point or another, but maybe you just forgot because of the Christmas magic. But yes, we have 6,042 elves up here and millions more around the world. But the ones who are helping me now are really, they're having a tough time because they're sliding in the slush when it's supposed to be snow, and they're slipping down the street as they try to get to work. They're represented by a wonderful union, I should have you know. But sometimes people do get hurt, and they get hurt when they're sliding in the slush when it's supposed to be frozen snow. And they're not used to that kind of temperature out here. So we need to do everything we can to keep it cool, right? You're going to help me out, Micah? Thank you so much, Micah. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Micah. Micah, I can see your mom with your brother there. Does your brother maybe have a question?
Miles, do you have a question for Santa Claus?
You want to ask Santa something,
Oh, hi, Miles.
He was wondering if the monsters are real.
Oh, those monsters are very real and they're very scary. They're doing all sorts of things. What's that? Oh yes, we do have monsters. They're very real and they're scary. The smog monster cougher and the tree eater cruncher, the fossil fools. They're doing everything they can to make sure that my house melts, and we don't want that to happen, do we? Right. Yeah. Thank you for your question, Miles. It's nothing you need to be scared of. They're not coming to your house, okay? You're safe right there with your mom. Is that Spider-Man? Oh, Santa loves Spider-Man.
He says that's Spider-Man's motorcycle.
Are they going to be part of
Spider
Santa's
had
squad?
a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to be part of Santa's squad?
Oh, I'm so glad you're going to be in Santa's squad. Thank you, Micah and Miles, so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Santa Claus.
Have a wonderful night.
Say bye-bye to Santa Claus.
Bye-bye. Santa Oz.
Bye, Micah and Miles. Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for being such amazing Santa Squad members. And thank you. We have someone else who's patiently raising their hand, Katie Caspin's window. Can we open that up again?
Is that Braden again? Hello, Braden.
Here's Tiny Tim.
Oh, my old friend. How are you, Tiny Tim?
And then
Oh, good.
here's Susie Q.
Oh, Susie Q. Oh, she's so funny. You should have her tell you some jokes sometimes.
Okay.
Thanks for checking in on them with me. I appreciate it. I miss them.
So do we have any more questions coming in?
Do we have anyone labeled Liz Rose? No. Well, we have
I
some.
just want to.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say we had some questions that kids wrote in about magic candy cane wands, like in the book. Is there a way to make a magic candy cane wand?
Well, you can make one. The magic is inside you. It comes out around Christmas time. You just have to take a candy cane or a stick that you color red and white with paint or a marker or a crayon. And then you just have to take your heart, squeeze, and you believe as hard as you can. And it helps to make a fun magic word up like blah blueberry, spliggity. Make up your own magic word, and then you too can have a candy cane magic wand.
I am definitely making one of those. Thank you, Santa.
Make at least one. Yep.
And I just want to remind people the magic candy cane wands. That was a great question. That's from the story Save Santa's Home. And you can watch the video of that if you go to savesantashome.us. You scroll down, you'll see the video, savesantashome.us. And you can also go to our Facebook and see the video there, facebook.com/SaveSantasHome. It's also on twitter.com/SaveSantasHome. We really want, as we get closer to Christmas, to get hashtag Save Santa's Home trending with all the letters and videos, but also we have all these wonderful images of different kids and different leaders working to save Santa's home. We're going to send that to the good new president, Joe Biden, to get him to know that we have his back in making sure that we save Santa's home. Sean, what's another question we have coming in?
Let's see. Do elves have recess?
That's a wonderful question. It's one of my favorite questions, actually. Do elves have recess? Let me. Yes, they do. They do. I did find out. They play all sorts of elf games, just like the reindeer. They play reindeer games. They're like what you play, only a little shorter. Because elves, they're short. That's like one of those jokes that Susie Q would tell. She cracks me up, that elf.
I'm afraid we're running out of time. We only have time for one more question.
One more question. Okay, let's see. Where is Mrs. Claus?
Well, where could she be right now? I think she's watching over. Wait, do you mean Mrs. Claus, my mother? Because she's watching over the toy production while I'm here talking to you. She's very smart and organized, and she's very good at math. So she's counting out all the presents, make sure we get it right, making sure everyone gets the right number of candy canes. Yeah, I think that's where she could be cooking dinner too. I smell something yummy downstairs. It smells like cookies, as if I need more before Christmas.
Can always use more cookies.
Oh, absolutely.
I see Jeffrey laughing. You got that good laugh, Jeffrey. You too, Micah.
Well, Santa, let's see. Is there anything else you want to tell the Santa Squad or all these kids? Things they can do, like any other messages?
Well, the biggest message I have is to have hope and understand that together we can make a difference. If you do all the things over here, look, I pointed in the right direction. The toughest part. You write a letter to President Biden and send it along with a video and post it on social media with Save Santa's Home and email it to our friends Andrew over there and Sean at info@savesantashome.us. You and me is us. So I would really appreciate it. Have hope, know that we can save Santa's home together as long as you join Santa's squad. I appreciate it more than I can possibly say. My friend Josh, the polar bear, really appreciates it. And we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, Santa, and thank you for being willing to deliver these letters to Joe Biden. And we'll be talking to all of you soon. And you know, this is a dark time of year for those of us in the United States. It's like the darkest time of year. But this is a season where we celebrate light, right? Like it's Hanukkah right now, the festival of lights. It's Christmas where we put up Christmas lights. People in Kwanzaa, we light lights. These are a time to light lights in a time of darkness. And every single member of the Santa Squad, you are the lights. We are the lights together. And Santa, you're one of our lights. So I'm just hoping that we can all have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, no matter what you're celebrating. And I think we're going to be closing out. Sean, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, we have a beautiful song from Matt Rollings and Jesse Madera coming up. But first, let's all give a round of applause to Santa and thank him for being with us. Yay.
Oh, thank you all so much for putting this together and working so hard to save my home.
It is our pleasure, and we're all going to do it. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to save your home, and the future is going to look amazing because of all of you kids and everything you're going to do. All right, so let's now finish off with this wonderful song. You've probably all heard it before. Merry Christmas, everybody, and we'll see you all soon.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. As in olden days, happy golden days of yore. gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Of your faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas.